Tonight on CTV, ASCSU President Josh Silva is facing even more impeachment charges.
A presentation given about the history of lynching.
All that starting right now on CTV.
Hello, I'm Amelia Castaneda.
And I'm Marlo Lundak. Here are tonight's stories. ASCSU Senate met yesterday and new details into the Josh Silva impeachment came forward.
Important that the operations continue to be funded and we uphold our word.
The ASCSU student government met Wednesday night for a weekly Senate meeting. The meeting began with President Silva coming forward to address some issues.
The addition to the budget was overlooked.
During the meeting, members of the Senate came forward with another announcement about President Silva. A third petition for the impeachment of Josh Silva was announced right here in the Senate chamber during Wednesday's ASCSU Senate meeting. The charges Silva is facing are on constitutional violations and code of ethics violations.
Even though OEO is looking into their own investigation, the Wall Street Journal and the unprofessionalism are up to the Senate to judge how seriously we take the moral standards students of our institution are expected to uphold.
The impeachment included accusations of discrimination, verbal harassment, and obstruction of impeachment proceedings.
Due to a lack of professionalism and respect towards members of both the court and the executive cabinet due to showing up to official ASCSU meetings intoxicated, disrespect to Senate leadership, senators, individuals with speaking rights, and members of the gallery due to not giving a presidential report and not showing up to the Senate session on September 20th.
The second impeachment process was put on hold after the university began its own investigation of Silva through the Office of Equal Opportunities. The most recent impeachment complaint includes violations that are not included in the OEO investigation. All complaints were filed by Sheridan Nordstrom, who denied an interview.
So a lot of people are saying that this is like a politicized thing that's going on. And really, I want to express that it didn't start that way. It really didn't. This, from my understanding, had been going on for a little while, some of the things, some of the problems that have been observed, and this was more brought to senators because the process in the court wasn't working.
This impeachment process has been taking place for a couple of weeks, and a lot of details have been coming forward very quickly. So if you're confused or simply need a summary, we have you covered here with the Silva Recap.
The impeachment process started back in August when newly elected ASCSU President Josh Silva was accused of transferring funds without the Senate approval. An impeachment petition was brought forward by the Senator Nordstrom. The accusation stemmed from action Silva took to make a deal with the Wall Street Journal that would provide students access to the newspaper. This petition had 26% of Senate signatures, which surpassed the 20% required to move forward.
A week after this petition was brought forward, Senate canceled their session to try and go over the procedure for an impeachment process. The procedure they were going over included a one-week period where Nordstrom was allowed to make changes to the original petition, as well as allowing other Senate members to add or retract their signatures.
However, it was only 1 week later that a brand new petition was brought forward with additional charges, including not creating a job description for himself and breaking the section of the ASCSU Bill of Rights stating ASCSU members cannot discriminate.
A week after that, the whole investigation had to be put on hold as the university announced they would be conducting their own investigation of Silva. ASCSU's investigation is on hold because there can't be two investigations into the same charges held at the same time. This leads us to the newest development in the impeachment process.
Nordstrom's third petition adds on details about discrimination and verbal harassment charges, concealment of emails and files in order to obstruct impeachment proceedings, and reported consensual relations with other members of the executive branch. The new petition leaves out the pieces that the university was investigating, which allows ACSU to continue its investigation.
This is Nordstrom's third petition against Josh Silva, and some have seemed skeptical of Nordstrom's motives. However, Nordstrom released the petition as a third party and stated, "It's not about politics, it's about the process. It's about transparency and being able to be transparent. This isn't any ill will against Josh at all. This is just about being accountable."
Despite all this news coming in over the past month, ASCSU is still early in the impeachment process, so expect more updates week to week on CTV Channel 11, as well as online at collegian.com.
Ranger and a semi-tractor trailer on Harmony. Both drivers were transported to local hospitals with injuries. Eastbound lanes were closed for approximately 6 hours after the crash.
CSU Symposium composed of guest speakers forums throughout this week through September 29th. One forum opened a discussion relating to an incident that took place on CSU's own campus.
CSU students, professors, and community members gathered in the LSE Theater on Wednesday night to discuss the history of lynching. The presentation featured a film, followed by a student panel and a Q&A focusing on the news that was found on campus. Among the panel members was third-year sociology student Elijah Thomas, who discovered the news found in his hall at the start of the school year.
It's very difficult for me. It's very difficult.
It was really hard to hear. It's made me very emotional, and it's given me this feeling of helplessness that I worry that people who experience racism feel every day. And I just wish that we could be in a better world.
The event was held in collaboration with the ACT Human Rights Film Festival, the Black African American Cultural Center at CSU, the CSU Department of Communication Studies, the CSU Department of Ethnic Studies, and the Department of History. CSU students expressed concerns they face on their own campus, including in their everyday classroom settings.
On a campus, they almost pay $30,000 in tuition, and that's real.
I'm sure there's so many people on campus that don't even know there was a news found to do so. And that's sad and that's disgusting, because I think that's something that should be known, and that should be something that we vilify and we talk about everywhere, and we say, hey, this is not allowed on a campus. You know, we're all here for education, we're all here to learn and to grow.
Elijah Thomas has asked the community to join him in his meeting with President Tony Frank on October 9th at 4 p.m. For more information on the Diversity Symposium, visit diversity.colostate.edu.
That's all we have for news.
Stay tuned for weather, sports, and entertainment right after this.